Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I've got to perform the regular maintenance on this mower. It's a pretty old mower, and I actually got it for free quite a while ago, and I can go into that story in here in just a minute. But I want to get the blade checked to see if it needs to be sharpened or fixed or anything. Air filter needs to be cleaned, and the oil needs to be changed. So we're going to get into that now. And unfortunately, you're just going to have to deal with any planes, which there's probably going to be a lot of them, or dog barking. There's a lot of that goes on around here too. So, see if I can lift this up here. Alright, so let's get that air filter off. So, yeah, I got this, I don't know, 3-4 years ago for free. The engine was completely locked up, and there was no air filter on it whenever I was given it either. So I don't know if it was run without an air filter or what, but yeah, that's not too bad. Just kind of knock that out, and that'll be good. So I actually had an air filter already from another mower that I was given for free. That mower was too far gone to save, so I just pulled a bunch of pieces off of it to reuse, and the filter was one of them. So I had the filter, didn't have to pay for that, and this is that same filter. And the engine was locked up, and come to find out, it was full of water for some reason. So I had to empty. I got all the water out of the engine through the muffler. I took the muffler off and drained it all out of there. The muffler was also full of water, and I checked the oil. There was no water in the oil that I could see from the dipstick, but at the time I still went ahead and changed the oil. And then it was just a matter of getting the pull start fixed. The pull start also would not return, so you'd pull it and then it would just stick out. And so I had to pull that off, get it cleaned out, put some oil in it, and then it was good. I think that was about it with this. I cleaned the carburetor out also, because that had some water in it too. And I think that was it. It was about an hour of work maybe, and it fired up. I mean, it did take several pulls to fire up. I also put some automatic transmission fluid down the spark plug hole before I fired it up, and then I pulled the cord a few times just to get it kind of lubricated. So, but yeah, I've been using it ever since. That was a few years ago now, and use it for my mowing my yard every week or every other week. So, pretty good for a free mower. So our air filter is done. The oil, I don't know if it really needs to be changed. Let me see how dark it looks and how bad it looks. Like I said, I did put fresh oil in it at that time. Let me just turn this around. Yeah, I mean, there's no point in even changing that. There we go. So, I mean, it's got a little bit of color to it, but it is more than clean enough to keep. And we got plenty in there. So I had prepared to change that, because I had brought my oil and funnel and everything over, but I'm not going to do that. It'd be a waste of time. That's perfectly clean oil right there. So the last thing is going to be the blade, and I never checked the blade when I've got this. Never looked at it. I probably should have, but I mean, it cuts okay, but it definitely has never cut great. So I'm gonna check out the blade now. Alright, I just took the spark plug boot off because, you know, if I'm going to be working around the blade, I want to make absolutely sure that there's no chance that this thing starts up. I mean, the chances are extremely low, but now they're 0. This also reminded me that I did change the spark plug at that time too, because this is a brand new looking spark plug. So that's the other thing I did. Not sure how well you're going to be able to see it on camera. It's a little dirty in there, but, you know, that's to be expected. The blade itself, yeah, we got a pretty big ding right there. It's extremely dull. Like, I can just run my finger across this. I mean, they're not supposed to be super sharp anyways, but it is, like, duller than dull. Dull. Let's see if I can get you closer in there to see. Let's see if it'll focus on the edge of that blade right there. Right here. There. It's pretty dull. But like I said, not really a huge deal. Where was that ding? Yeah, here's the right there. Ding. No big deal, because that's most of the cutting is done on this half of the blade on the outside, so I don't really care about that. I've got a file here. I'm just gonna maybe file up the edge a little bit, and this will be good to go. I'm not gonna take it off and do anything too crazy. There's some crap wrapped around here I might want to get out. I don't know what that is. So I'll get that cleaned out too. Gonna pull up a chair. Oh, let's see. I brought some pliers with me. I'll see if I can pull this wire or whatever this is off of here. Looks like old netting. Looks like some kind of fish net. Who knows how long that's been on there? Might have been on there when I got it, because I don't have netting anywhere around here that I know of. So not a ton of that on there. Probably wasn't hurting anything, but go ahead and get it off now that I'm here. Take some chunks of grass out of here. Ooh, tons of grass right there. This is exactly what you're supposed to use a file for. It's just peeling away layers of grass from your mower. It's working well. Not that this really matters, it'll just be coated again in a couple weeks, but yeah, whatever. Might as well if I'm here, I guess. Don't want that to roll away. That was quite a bit. And the funny thing is, I already cleaned this out a few weeks ago because it got so caked up cutting some like foot deep grass and weeds. It was literally like knee high. It got so caked on in there because it was slightly damp. It was like 8 a.m. in the morning, and the mower wouldn't even run anymore. It was like, whoa. I just went and like banged the mower on the concrete one time, and just the whole, like I rolled it away, and like it was just a whole circle of like 3 inches deep of 3 inches deep of grass. It was crazy. It could probably use a new blade, but I'm cheap. Really don't want to buy a new blade. Yeah, this would definitely be a lot faster on the grinder. Which I have. So, I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna go, let me go get a socket, and I'm gonna take this blade off. Ooh. Okay. That's not coming off of there. Not very easily. Right. Alright. Try this again with a bigger tool. Yeah, there we go. Oh wow, that made it like so much easier. Like I barely even had to put any effort on it. This one, I was like raring down on it so hard and wasn't even budging. Oh, I loosened it up with the other one. That's what it was. I bet. Yeah. Yep. What's that? Something fell out. It's just like a little... Oh, I wonder... Oh, well, that's not good. Oh, man, that sucks. So what? Both of these just fell out. It's just this little tab. And barely... Little teeny tiny tab, and what it does is it locks into the blade. Yeah, that's... It locks the shaft into the blade to keep it from spinning. Or to help keep it from spinning. That sucks because they're both sheared right off. And I don't know that you can replace those. I don't feel where they can just punch through. Let's see. Can we see? I can't see. It's just black. Luckily, I mean, there is that which kind of helps it, the design, but that kind of sucks. Oh. This hold down bracket's also cracked. Nice. I wonder... I might have to look that up and find a new one. I mean, geez, who knows how much longer that was going to last. I mean, there's a crack going this way, and all the way this way, all the way, and another one there. And it's not cracked all the way through, but that's substantial. It's cracked through on this side over here. You can kind of see it. That's a substantial issue. Really don't want to put that back on there because, I mean, that's obviously going to be a problem. And I'm going to have to look up and see if it looks like the tabs are just like welded into this or something, and I don't know if this can be replaced, and that's a bummer. Oh well. Let's see if we can look at this blade a little bit better. Oh yeah, you can see where it's shiny where I was starting to file it down. That blade has been filed before, I think. I think they're supposed to be completely straight. And I can see that this toward the right is worn in this way. I could be wrong. I'm not a lawnmower expert. I just cut the grass and fix stuff that needs fixing. Yeah, here's a bunch more dings on here. But, yeah. I guess we can go in there. We can still sharpen this, because this can probably still be used on the other mower. I have another mower, so this can probably still be used on that one. It's also a Honda engine, so I'd imagine it's the same everything. Lawnmower blades are pretty much typical for everything, unless you're going to a riding lawnmower. Alright, let's get inside and get the grinder out. And in case you were wondering about me getting the file full of junk and debris, that's what we have a file brush for. So good as new. And in case you're wondering, no, you do not want it like razor sharp, because it's gonna dull down like instantly anyways. What you do want it to be like kind of sharp, sort of, but it's not something. It's not a knife. You don't want this. You know, like I said, you don't want it ultra sharp. You don't need it ultra sharp. So we're just cleaning up the edge. And see, I didn't even take the full amount of that ding out. That would take a lot of the metal off. And again, this is not really the part that's doing most of the cutting work. Most of the cutting work's out here, so I'm not worried about taking that full ding out. And this is just a sharpening stone, and I'm just gonna kind of smooth it over a little bit more. Not too much, but and I'm no professional knife sharpener, blade sharpener, whatever. Like I said, I just cut grass and do work, you know. Fix things that need to be fixed, and this is going to work perfectly. This is going to work 10 times better than what it was doing. I can guarantee you. And that's really all I'm going to do right there. Hit this side up. And if you really want to get fancy, you can get some leather. Not really needed since this is a lawnmower blade, but you know, whatever. Get the burrs off nonetheless. That's all I'm doing. Of course, the blade's ready now. And again, it's not ultra sharp, but the edge is much, it's finer than it was before, by far. We'll say that. It's not going to cut me, obviously, but again, this is a lawnmower. The second you turn it on and get some dust and sand in there, that fine edge that you just spent an hour putting on there is going to be instantly gone anyways, so that's not the goal of a lawnmower blade. With that said, we're going to have to cut it here because I still have to figure out what I'm going to do with the mower. Like I said, I am not putting that blade back on with this bracket being, there we go, with this bracket being compromised the way it is. It's completely compromised, and not just that, it's these little indentions that go through the blade are also broken. So I've got to figure out, you know, if a new bracket, if I can even get a new bracket, and if I can, do those come on the bracket? Like, is it going to stick out of the bracket? And that, because that's an issue too, because as you saw on the lawnmower, they're stuck in the hole. So if it's, I don't know what those pieces are called, but you know, it's stuck in the lawnmower attachment to the shaft. So I don't know if like I said, if they come out of the shaft and they're broken off from there, or if they're actually supposed to be in this bracket and they come up from this bracket through the blade and into the shaft. Because if it's that, then we have a problem, because I don't think I can get those out of that lawnmower the way it is. It appears that it's supposed to come out of the lawnmower piece though, because I can see the indentation goes all the way through here. But like I said, I got to figure that out, look up some parts online and see what that's all about. Hello and welcome back. So the part came in for that mower. Let's go ahead and open that up. And it was kind of difficult to track down all the pieces. So there's that, I guess it's called like a bell adapter that goes on the shaft to the motor on the bottom. And that was what this kind of screwed into. And those are $50. So I did not want to buy a new one of those. This is really the only piece I needed, since this one was broken, cracked really bad, and this was $10, so that's not bad. I also, everywhere I searched online, these are not actual pins that go all the way through that bell housing, so I don't know why they fell out of that bell housing. I have no idea what that's all about, but these are not pins that go all the way through, so it doesn't matter. So I shouldn't actually need that piece, since that bell housing part is actually good. So I just want to make sure that this is the same, and it looks pretty close. Looks good. So we should be able to use this and get that mower back up and running now. So let's go outside and do that. Alright, let's get our newly sharpened blade back on here. Okay, so I see what those, so on this adapter, on this plate, the pins do come out like slightly, like a 1/16 of an inch, and I guess all that is to fit in these holes. That's all it does. Not really needed, but it'll help hold it in place, I guess. At any rate, I'm glad that all I needed was this little hold down bracket, because this bell adapter was way too expensive. Did not want to have to buy that. And there was it was so hard to find even the right bell adapter for this. There's like a billion different kinds. Like it's ridiculous. Like these adapters, the hold down bracket's no big deal, but like the bells, that there was so many different types. Even having the model number for what this mower is, like it was still so hard to track down the specific one needed. So yeah, I'm just glad that I didn't need that. That's all I can tell you. Alright, that's pretty hard. That's pretty tight. So that should be good. Let's lower this down. Now I just need to put that spark plug boot back on. There we go. Heard it click. And now all that's left is to try it out and see how it cuts. Alright, not the deepest grass I've cut, but it's pretty tall, and it's all wet still, which is part of the problem. I mean, there's no problem, actually. This is cutting better than it ever has. It was making a slight knocking sound, and that was just because we had tons of grass, you know, built up in underneath the blade. So I did check it, and the blade is still tight, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, this thing is cutting like new. It's really good. I'm getting it in one pass versus before I was having to do like at least 2, if not 3 or 4 passes to do one pass here. It's like I said, it's cutting like new now, so we are good. And that's why I say you don't need a ultra sharp blade. I mean, it doesn't even need to be sharp enough to cut you. Like, it just needs to have somewhat of an edge, but it's kind of like an axe. You don't want a sharp axe head. So it's comes to a point, but not an ultra fine point, if you get what I'm saying. So let's just finish cutting this grass. And with that, this mower is ready to go and ready for more grass to cut. So I thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.